Well, it's a season of weather advisories. And with that snow and cold moving in, a bowl of chicken noodle soup sounds great. So let's see if we could whip some up. We're starting with the bones of my rotisserie chicken to make a cheap and delicious bone stock. Now notice, we've already started with some wonderful collagen and natural juices. So all we really need to do is add the whole deboned chicken to our pot. Next, add 6 to 8 cups of water to the chicken bones. Then, secure the lid and set and cook it for at least 1 hour. Next, we'll start with one of my base noodles, which is actually my tortilla recipe. But we're going to add in a twist. I'm going to experiment with a couple of my tortilla variations to see which one yields the best results. For the first one, I'll be using blue to keep the recipes from getting mixed up. And I should have only used 1 or 2 drops. I went a little overboard, but I have to admit, it did mix up to a pretty cool color. Now this carnivore noodle will be my base pork rind and egg white tortilla. For the next recipe, I'll use a couple drops of red. And yes, guys, I am very aware of red dye issues. But how else am I going to tell my noodles apart? Now this red tortilla is actually an almond-based tortilla, and I also have a seed-based tortilla if you're interested. Now once you've made your tortilla and your bone broth is ready, it's time to strain your bones and debris from your broth. Then give your Instapot a quick rinse and pour the bone broth back into it. Set it to saute and allow it to slowly boil while we get back to those tortillas. Now remember when I told you how cool those blue tortillas were? Let me know in the comments below if you agree. Here's my blue tortillas, and here's the red ones. And these last ones are my newest tortilla, which is definitely my favorite. Now cutting these up is simple. Simply stack them into stacks of 2 or 3 tortillas. Then use your kitchen shears to cut them into your desired carnivore noodle size. Hey, and would you just look at that? What a cool design. The red and the blue really pop. But back to more important things. Here's a quick tip. After cutting your long strips, make sure they're all the same size, then cut them in the center like this. Now add all your noodles to the pot. Now as far as the chicken goes, you can add large pieces or do as I prefer and cut or shred your chicken up. Now normally I would just cook my chicken for 20 minutes in the broth and then add my noodle. But for this experiment, I went ahead and cooked the noodle for 20 minutes to see how it would hold up. Now 20 minutes later, let's see how it turned out. Now the pork rind based noodle, it is still quite elastic. And as for the almond flour version, it yielded similar results. Now as for my latest carnivore tortilla being used as a noodle, it was a bit more delicate. I would say it was almost like a wonton noodle. Maybe I should make wonton soup next. Guys, thanks so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next video.